There are three things that I desire to know, and I recommend that these three things be three things that you desire to know and that you yearn to learn. It's one thing to learn something, it's another thing to have a yearning to learn. So the three things are, if I was you, I want to learn about my God, I want to learn about my good, and I would learn about my gold. Okay. So if I was you, and it was three things that I was desiring to really yearn to get understanding about. I would want to understand your God. I would understand your good, and understand your gold. All right, these three things pretty much cover the whole essence of who a man and a woman is. And I believe it's just sound wisdom to make these the things to desire to know. So we're going to do two parts of this because we just don't have time but to talk about one thing today, and that's desiring to know your God. So I have a real burning desire to know my God. I figured, what the heck? If I'm going to dedicate my life to an invisible being, then I need to get to know about this invisible being, like who he is, what he represents, what's really important to him, and so that I can make sure that I line up with him. And I'd like to be able to tap into his brilliant mind because God, we all know, has an unsearchable mind. So there are three things that I'm going to teach you, but I'm only going to teach you one today. Part two, we'll learn tomorrow. So today's lesson is um, yearning to learn about my God. And I'm only going to talk about one aspect of God, and that's God's intelligence. So today, let's talk about it, the infinite intelligence of God, the infinite intelligence of God, God's infinite intelligence. So let's start the chat out with that. I started out God's infinite intelligence. I'm learning about God, that He is infinitely intelligent, meaning that His intelligence is from everlasting to everlasting. And I'm finding out every day, the more that I, learn about God, that it's the most important thing to learn about. God's infinite intelligence is like the most important thing. So GII, not the GI Bill, the GII Bill. All right. You say, Brother Ricky, I want to qualify for some bills. Well, you don't want the G, you don't want the G, you don't want the GI Bill, you want the GII Bill. God's infinite intelligence, because it's from everlasting to everlasting. And once you tap into it, you'll never be the same person again. If that becomes your, what you desire and what you look after, you'll find out that you're going to be an amazingly accomplished person. You get amazing things done. I mean, phenomenal things done because you're tapping into the infinite intelligence of God. So let's talk about the first scripture. Let's take a trip. Let's talk about what Isaiah and how uh, Isaiah is so mesmerized with God and how intelligent God is. Until let's go to Interstate 40 and let's read what Isaiah said about him. Okay, everybody put I-40. Y'all ready? Come on, let's take a trip to Isaiah chapter 40. Everybody put I-40 in the chat. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get on this highway. Isaiah is an amazing prophet. He talks about Jesus thousands of years before Jesus shows up, but he is really awestruck by how smart God is, how intelligent God is. So come on, let's take it. Y'all ready to go? Come on, Chelsea, let's go. Who's ready to get on Interstate 40 with me? I say, are y'all ready to go? I said, who's ready to get on Interstate 40? Come on, young Will, you ready to go? Plant Daddy, you ready to go? Come on, Courtney, you ready to go? When y'all ready, come on, let's get on Interstate 40. Y'all ready? Put I-40 in the chat. Come on, let's go. Are y'all ready? I said, put I-40 in that chat. I'm gonna take you. I'm gonna take you on a trip down I-40, and we're just gonna park at one verse in Isaiah chapter 40. We're gonna read one verse, but we got to get on the interstate first. All right, come on, come on. All right, our Vince, let's go. Let's go. Come on, Courtney, let's go. Come on, Chelsea, let's go. Y'all ready? Come on, let's go. And Bezal, let's go. All right, come on, Emmanuel, let's go. All right, so let's get on I-40 and listen to what Isaiah says. I-40, but let's put on exit number 28. All right, I-40, exit number 28. This is Isaiah talking. He says, "Thou not known." He says, "Thou not heard that the everlasting God, the Lord, the creator of the ends of the earth, that he fainteth not, neither is weary. There is not searching of his understanding." Man, so Isaiah put it this way. He said, these are things that you ought to know. So I'm talking about three things today to have a desire to know. And Isaiah said, "Hast thou not known?" He said, "Ain't you even heard that the Lord God, the creator of the ends of the earth, that he fainteth not, neither is weary." And he says, "There is no searching of his understanding, and his ways are past finding out." So he's like, You can never attain the full knowledge of God because God's knowledge is too full for an individual person to attain. He said, but ain't you at least heard about it? He said, don't you even know that there is a creator and that this creator has ways that are past finding out? Because I have not seen, ear have not heard, neither has it even entered into the heart of man the good things that God's prepared for them, that he's prepared for men, but he has revealed it unto us through his spirit. Revealed what? The fact that he is this eternal being. We don't know everything about this eternal being, but if I was you, I would spend my days every 7 days a week. I'd be yearning to learn, man, who is this God? And just how smart is he? And is he really worth following? Is he really worth laying my life down for? Is he really worth me sacrificing what makes sense to me to do what makes sense to him? All right. Because if it makes sense to God, then it's definitely, absolutely, positively the best move. So what's the first thing we learned about God? He says, has thou not known, has thou not heard that the everlasting God? So the first thing we learned about God's wisdom is that what? It never runs out. The wisdom of God never runs out. So what is that teaching me and you? That's teaching me and you that if we practice the wisdom of God, then we'll never run out of them. All right. Are you hear what I'm talking about? So everybody put NL in the chat. If you want to be a smart man or a smart woman, then we ought to follow the advice of the everlasting because they don't never run out. So everybody put NL in the chat. Why? Because God's wisdom don't never run out. All right. He said what? He says, thou not heard, is thou not known that the everlasting God, he like to energize a bunny. You know, people, what? The Bible says the young men are going to walk and get weary and what? Utterly faint. He said, but they who wait upon the Lord, he's going to renew your strength. Why? Because God don't never get tired. He said, God don't never get tired. No, he don't never get tired. See, when you're doing, in order to be infinitely wise, it means that you can never get tired. Why? Because you know how it is when you work in a task and you work in a task and you start out being really confident, but you start getting tired. So you start making errors. Why? Because you're a human being and you get tired. I get tired. But God doesn't get tired. Why? Because he's a creator and he's an everlasting creator, meaning that what? Nothing wears God out. Are you listening to what I'm talking about? Ain't that good to know? Isn't that good to know? Because me and you, we get worn out. That's why I'm on vacation right now. You said, why are you up here talking to us, Brother Ricky? Because God told me to. He told me to be talking to people even on a vacation. He said, go ahead, Brother Ricky. He said, you got the energy for that. Go ahead. He said, I give you enough energy to enjoy the rest of your vacation if you'll stop and talk to your brothers and your sisters for a little while. I said, okay, Lord, it's cool. Why? Because I'm finding out that God don't get tired. That's why once you plug into God, you get more and more energy every day, not less. When you plug into God, you get more and more wisdom every day, not less. When you plug into God, you get more and more revelations every day, not less. Why? Because God is everlasting. He's not like the devil. He don't get the devil get tired. Are you listening to me? You can wear the devil out. Are you listening to me? The devil is not every place all the time omnipotent. The devil has limits, but God doesn't have any limits. Are you listening to me? So I would serve God if I was you, because I would serve a limitless God so I can have limitless things happen in my life. Ain't you tired of being tired? Are you hearing me? I ain't never seen so much despondency in my life with people where they start something and they quit. They start something and they quit. I say, well, why don't you get your wisdom from God? Why? Because he don't get tired. And if you would plug into the never get tired, then you would get tired as often as you do. You hear what I'm talking about? Y'all heard that song say, I haven't got tired, I haven't got tired yet. I haven't got tired. I haven't got tired yet. What? I made a vow to the Lord long ago. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. I haven't got tired yet. Why? Because I serve an everlasting God. And he's so wise and so infinitely wise. Until he doesn't get tired, I can never go to him for an idea and he ain't got no ideas. You ain't never gonna talk to God and God got to scratch his head. And he started asking God questions. And God started saying things like, uh, uh, let me get back to you on that. Not God. No, every time you go to God and you got a question about anything, he always has an answer to everything because he never gets tired. Because he said, has thou not known, has thou not heard that the everlasting God, the creator of the ends of the earth. Now, wait a minute. The creator of the ends of the earth. Let me tell you something about the ends of the earth. All right. Let me show you how smart God is. God is real smart. You hear what I'm talking about? He's a real smart God. Everybody put it in chat. Real Smart SG. Come on, put it in the chat, because we should not be walking around worried about, our own wisdom, because we got a real smart God. I'm talking about we can plug in and we can get some real answers. I mean, you can live an amazing life. Tomorrow, I'm going to talk to you about your good. And tomorrow, I'm going to talk to you about your goal. But today, let's just talk about our God. All right. I'm concerned about three things, and I'm suggesting that this be your desire too. Three things that I desire to know: my God, my good, and my gold. Those three things. We'll talk about the other two tomorrow. Right now, let's just talk about how intelligent our God is, because he's amazingly intelligent. All right. He says the earth, this is the earth. He said, the creator of the ends of the earth. Now watch this. He said the earth has an equatorial circumference of 24,901 miles, or 40,075 kilometers, an equatorial diameter of 7,926 miles, or 12,756 kilometers. Its total surface area is approximately 510 million square kilometers, or 196 million square miles. The Bible says, "If thou not known, hast thou not heard, that the everlasting God, the creator of the ends of the earth." What's the ends of the earth? What? 196 million square miles. That's how God creates. That's how intelligent he is. He was intelligent enough to create an earth that's 196 million square miles. That's what? From everlasting to everlasting. That's what men have discovered about the breadth of the earth, about the width of the earth. Are you hearing me? And so I'm very interested in learning about this God. I mean, that can create 196,000 square miles of earth and a planet. And dig this. And the earth ain't nothing but the fifth largest planet in creation. And we just talking about earth. All right. I'm talking about how intelligent God is. He's infinitely intelligent. He made the earth, what, the third planet from the sun. All right. Why is that? Because the sun is so radiant, it's more powerful than the earth. And God made what? He made the earth and he made the sun, but he made the earth 3 planets away from the sun. Why? Because the sun is so brilliant, until if the earth wasn't 3 planets away from it, none of us could inhabit the earth. You say, what's so important about that? It's because God is so awesome, until he's so intelligent, until everything that he creates provision. He creates a person, and then he creates provision for the person. So when God created the earth, it was so that human beings could inhabit it, because human beings couldn't inhabit the planets that are closer to the sun, because the sun would melt a human being. There are 4 spheres on Earth, 4 spheres in the atmosphere that we're familiar with. The troposphere is where we live. This is where God put people on the earth. This is a troposphere. It climaxes at about 11,000 feet. The apex of it is Mount Everett. So the troposphere is where we live. The stratosphere is above us. The stratosphere is what? It's where the ozone layer is. It's what protects us from the sun, so the sun won't melt us. I'm talking about the intelligence of God. When God made heaven and earth, he made it very intelligently. Knowing what? He made it with the idea of preserving mankind, because God is in love with us. Are you hearing me? So he made everything as a provision for us. He said, I'm going to make the sun so brilliant that you can see the sun, but I'm going to put an ozone layer in between you and the sun, so that the sun won't melt you, because the sun is too brilliant for you to look up and see. When we look up and see the sun, there have been made tremendous provisions for us just to be able to look up without being blinded and see a beautiful sunshiny sky. And it's such a beautiful thing to observe. But most of us have not slowed down enough to observe and appreciate what the amazing provision of God. Appreciate God's provision. All right. So let's put that in chat. APG. Appreciate God's provision. I sure appreciate God's provision. All right. Appreciate God's provision. And if you got a question about, anything about our affiliate program and all that, I'll answer that when I'm done. And I'll just stick around for a little while, because I'm teaching you all right now. Okay. All right. We'll talk about that in a little bit if you got a question about that. All right. So appreciate God's provision. Appreciate it. Study God. It'll help you to really get your mind off of smallness and superficial things and stuff that don't really mean nothing. Why? Because you'd be so mesmerized by this amazing God that we serve. You can't see him with your natural eye, but he sure enough exists. Why? You know he exists because even the stars in the sky and everything, it just testify about God. Are you hearing me? So the second layer is called the stratosphere. The third sphere, going up towards heaven, is called the mesosphere, and that's extremely hot in the mesosphere. So if you just stepped into it, you would melt in a Mississippi second. Above the mesosphere is the thermosphere. These are the four spheres that we are familiar with as human beings based on science. And the thermosphere is where you step into it and you just turn into an ice cube. In other words, you turn into a rapper when you get up at ice baby. You turn into a ice cube the second you step into the thermosphere. Just woke up in the morning, gotta thank God. I don't know, but it all seems kind of odd. No smoking, no no barking from the dog, no smog, and Mama cooked the breakfast with no hog. That's my best rap version of Ice Cube. So anyway, you'd be an ice cube if you stepped up into the fourth sphere, and that's the thermosphere. But we're talking now about God created all of that to protect us, those spheres. They protect you as a human being, me as a human being, so we can just walk around the face of the earth and enjoy the face of the beautiful earth. But the earth ain't nothing but it's the fifth largest planet on Earth. The Earth is small compared to all the other things that God has created, but God created it for us to be able to dwell right here. Ain't he a mighty God? Everybody put MG in the chat. I said, ain't he a mighty God? Are you hearing me? If I was you, my brother and my sister, I have three things that I would desire to know. I would desire to know my God, my good, what am I good for, and my gold. I would want to know my God, my good, and my gold. But let's just talk about only one thing today because we ain't got time to talk about the other two. That's part two tomorrow. You can listen in on that. Today we're talking about one thing, my God, your God. And we only talking about one aspect of him, and that's the aspect of how intelligent he is. All right. So dig this. The Earth is the fifth largest planet from the sun. It is 92 million miles away from the sun. The Earth is. Isn't that come on, y'all know that's incredible. Everybody put TC in the chat. That's incredible. You look up and see the sun, and the sun is 92 million miles away, and you can still see it. Hey, listen to me. You can still benefit from it. You can still feel the warmth of the sun without the sun melting you. And the sun, come on, y'all. That's incredible. Ain't that incredible? Come on, y'all. Come on. And ain't that cool? That's so cool that you can look up. This is the God of heaven and earth. This is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. This is the God that we serve. And he's an awesome God. He's very intelligent. He's like, look up. 92 million miles away, and you can still see the sun. Don't it look like when you wake up in the morning? Don't it look like the sun is just a stone's throw? Don't it look like you just reach out and touch it? Don't it just look like it's just a few minutes away? That's God. Are you hearing me? That's the mind of God. That's why the Bible says, "Hast thou not known, hast thou not heard, that the everlasting God, the creator of the ends of the earth, that he fainteth not, neither is weary. There is no searching of his understanding." So why is God not weary? God is not weary because God deals with us from eternity while we are right here on the face of the earth in time. So he's not weary because we're too far away. We're too far away to wear God out. That's another wise thing about God is that God does what? He's holy. That means what? He's separate from everybody else. See, God has big plans. So because he has big plans, he don't mess around with little stuff. All right, listen to me. So he don't let nobody worry him to death. Are you hearing what I'm talking about? That's why he put us the fifth smallest planet, third from the sun. That's why when the people tried to build their way up into heaven, he said, y'all ain't gonna worry me. Are you hearing me? In 11th chapter of Genesis, when everybody got some hammers, some nails, and everybody spoke the same language prior to the language barriers that we had. And they was trying to build a tower up to meet God. God, like, y'all ain't gonna worry me. He said, why? Because you would be wearying me if you were able to come up here and worry me. He said, but you can't worry me because you have boundaries. I've set boundaries. I put you on earth, and I put you 3 planets away from the sun, 92,000 miles, 92 million miles away from the sun. And the sun is what? Celestial bodies beneath me. So God is like, I'm able to perform, but if I'm able to perform, because why? I don't mess around with petty stuff. Shouldn't that teach us something? Shouldn't that teach us that we should be holy? You say, what do you mean by being holy? That we should separate ourselves, that we should be different from the crowd and don't get caught up in pettiness. Why? Because people will wear you out. In other words, God has a good relationship with us, but it's based on us attaining to reach up. He put himself way higher than us on purpose so that we'll have to look up in order to have a relationship with him. Are you listening to me? And if I was you, I would use the same wisdom of God in dealing with people. I let them know, I don't think I'm better than you, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to live a holy life, meaning I'm going to live a life that's separate from the way that from pettiness and small behavior. I'm going to live a life that's different from that. I'm going to be a unique individual. I'm going to live a sanctified life, meaning what? That I'm not going to do everything everybody else is doing. Why? Because I want results they're not getting. Are you hearing me? The Bible says a highway shall be there and a way. That's the way I want to live. If I was you, I'm just thinking, emulating God. Are y'all hear what I'm talking about? Come on, let's be God emulators. Everybody put GE in a chat. I'm gonna put it in there. Lord, I'm trying to emulate this wisdom that you got because you're real smart. And if I can just keep your stilo and get my behavior patterns based on your behavior patterns, these people won't wear me out because folks will wear you out. But the Bible says that God is don't he don't get weary. You say, why you don't get weary? Because you can't roll up on God on your own terms. Or you will wear God out. People wear you out when they come up into your when they come into your domain, into your kingdom, when they come into your God is a king. And he's like, emulate me, be a God emulator. And then you'll have amazing success. He said, because I separate myself from what? From low living and pettiness. I separate myself from that. So, because I separate myself from that, human beings can't wear me out. He says, thou not known, hast thou not heard, that the everlasting God, the Lord, the creator of the ends of the earth, that he fainteth not, neither is weary. He fainteth not, neither is why ain't he weary? Because ain't nobody finna bum rush God. Are you hearing me? Why? He's not the sun is 92 billion miles away from the earth, just the sun. And what? The sun is at God's feet. Are you listening to me? God does what? He puts levels between him and human beings, and we can't wear him out because when we come to him, we have to come to him correct. Are you listening to what I'm talking about? He said, he that cometh to me, I will in no wise cast out. So everybody that deals with God based on God's terms. Are you listening to me? We don't deal with God based on our terms. Well, he just ain't dealing with you. Are you hear what I'm talking about? Why? Because God would be worn out if he was dealing with folks on their terms. That's not, and that's what? That's the mind of God. That's the wisdom of God. So if I was you, I wouldn't be dealing with people based on their terms. And you're a king, and you're a queen, and you're a prince, and you're a princess, and you're an emperor, and you're an empress. I would let them know, hey, welcome to this kingdom based on this kingdom's terms. Hey, listen to me because you ain't gonna wear me out. Why? Because my God told me he's teaching me why he's not worn out. Because he separates himself from foolishness. And if you want to get around here, you're gonna have to separate you. If you want to be around here, you can't bring your foolishness, you can't bring your terms. It's kingdom terms. And what I'm the king of my kingdom. Just like God is the king of his kingdom, I'm the king of mine. And if I was you, I would use the wisdom of God. That's why I search God. I'm like, God, how do you live? I mean, like, how do you behave? Like, why is that important to you? Like, why are you doing that? Why? Because I got to learn how to create my own good. All right. We'll talk about that tomorrow. But right now, let's just talk about our God. Are you hear what I'm talking about? Everybody put KT in the chat and let everybody know when you meet them that we can talk to each other based on kingdom terms. If you're not down with kingdom terms, then what? You ain't gonna worry me because I'm not gonna let you wear me out. Because we don't have to have no terms. It's either kingdom terms or no terms. If you ain't down with kingdom terms, then God bless you. All right. Go ahead on about your business. Why? Because you're not gonna wear me out, because you're not coming to me based on your terms. Why? Because I'm dealing with God based on his terms. So I'm not going to be dealing with God based on his terms and then start dealing with you based on your terms. I'm not going to do that. Why? Because I already got some terms and I got them terms from God. Why? Because I study the wisdom of God. So the wisdom of God is how I'm running the kingdom, the way God runs his kingdom to the best of my little pea brain ability. But I'm not going to do what? I'm not going to start running my kingdom based on your terms. Your terms are unacceptable. I'm only doing things based on kingdom terms. Are you hear what I'm talking about? So, um, so that's why you can't wear God out because he's so smart. And listen to all this. He created the earth 92 million miles away from the sun, created the ends of the earth, which is what 196 million square feet, and did how he did it all. He just said it. He just spoke it. This is so mind-boggling to me that God created all of this, the heavens, the earth, and all them that dwell therein. And all he did was spoke it. That's that's amazing. What does that mean? He ain't do nothing but speak his mind. Did y'all get that? Did y'all hear what I said? He didn't do nothing but speak his mind. And what? His whole mind came into existence. I don't know about y'all, but don't that make you want to take an Advil or something? Isn't that amazing? The mind of God, that he would sit up and create the heavens, the earth, and all them that dwell therein. 196 million square feet of earth, 92 million miles away from the sun, everything in between the earth and the sun, everything between the earth and heaven. And God created it all, what? With a word. All they did was spoke it. Now, if that ain't teaching us something about God, and that's what all we got to do to see amazing things happen. All we got to do to see amazing things happen is what? Tap into the mind of God and then just speak our mind. And then boom, everything that we had in our head has to happen. Are you listening to me? It has to happen. Has to happen. Everybody put HTH in the chat. When you got the mind of God, and you speak something, that thing has to happen. Are you listening to me? Did y'all hear what I said? Let me prove it to you. Let me read you another scripture right here. Here's 1 Corinthians 2:16. It says, "For who have known the mind of the Lord, that he may instruct him?" He said, "But we have the mind of Christ." He said, "What?" He said, "If any man lack wisdom, let him ask." This is James 1:5. The first scripture I gave you is 1 Corinthians 2:16. "But who have known the mind of God, of the Lord?" He said that he may instruct him. In other words, who's going to give God some counsel? None of us about to counsel God. All right. But we can be counseled by God. Are you hear what I'm talking about? And when we get counseled by God, whatever it is that we say, that God counseled us to say, it happens. It has to happen. That's why I love what? The counsel of God. That's why that's the number one thing in my life. I'm like, Lord, I just want to know more about you. I just want to know more about you, God. I just want to know why. Because every time I learn what you said, and then I say what you said, it always happens. So all I gotta do is just learn what you said. All right. And when you speak it, it has to happen. Watch, listen, it says, "If any man lack wisdom, let him ask of God, that giveth to all men liberally and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him." That's a strong word. It shall be given him. Why? Because he asked. So if I was you, my brother, my sister, I'd be, it's three things I would absolutely want to know in this life. Number one, I want to know my God. Number two, I want to know my good. And number three, I would want to know my gold. But you ain't got to worry about your good and your gold. That comes automatically when you know your God. Are you hearing me? Because God is, I mean, his mind is just, he said, "If any man lack wisdom, let him just ask of God." He said, "Who giveth to all men liberally and upbraideth not." That means you will not ask God for his wisdom and he not give it to you. Are you listening to me? God will not turn you down under no circumstances if you ask him for his wisdom. Are you hear what I'm saying? And then you ask him for his wisdom and then he gives it to you. And then you speak his wisdom out of your mouth and exactly what you said has to happen. Are you listening to me? That's why I'm not never worried about the stuff I'm saying. Nothing. I never worry about my plans. I don't worry about my plans because I'm like, man, these are the plans. These are literally the plans of God. Because I got them what? I got them directly from God. So I ain't got to worry about whether they're gonna work or not because they already worked before I got them. Are you hearing me? God's mind, what you see, the whole earth that you see, every human being that you see walking around, all the infrastructure of the world ain't nothing but the mind of God, what? Spoken into existence. Are y'all listening to me? I hear what I'm talking about. You got to stop what you're doing and share this video with about 5 of your friends and let them know, man, you need to come and get your mind right, Craig. Hey, listen to me. You need to come holler at Brother Ricky for a few minutes off on your lunch break. Wow. This man is over here talking about the mind of God. Are you hearing me? And all you got to, it's nowhere in the world you can speak words out of your mouth that came straight out of God's mind, and the thing that you spoke don't happen. It's impossible. Why? Because it happened before you even spoke it. Are you listening to me? The mind of God is incredible. And when God says something, it has to happen. Why? Because it was inside of his head. I don't know about you, but I'm trying to get inside of God's head. Are you hearing me? I'm trying to get inside of God's head every day. I'm like, that's my number one concern about my life. Lord, can I just tap into your brain and see what's going on? Are you listening to me? So do y'all want to hear God testify about himself? I just want to read y'all something that's so incredible. I don't know if y'all read these. I don't know if you read this chapter of the Bible, but do y'all want to hear God testify about himself? Huh? I said, do y'all want to hear? Put show enough in the chat. And I'm going to teach y'all. I'm going to read something to y'all. Y'all might not have read this before, but this is coded in any science book you can read. This is coded in any astronomy book you can read. This is coded in any scientific book you can read. This is coded in any almanac you can possibly read. This is coded in any scientist you've ever heard of. Put show enough in the chat if y'all want to hear. God is going to testify about himself. All right. He's going to tell you about how smart he really is. God can tell you. Y'all ready? Are you ready? Who is that? 10, you ready? Joyce, you ready? Craig, are you ready? All right. I said, Terry, you ready? Come on. I said, are you ready? Come on. Let me know if y'all ready. I'm going to read y'all something. You may have read the scripture before. You may not have. You may have read this chapter before. You may not have. But this, out of the whole Bible, this is the number one chapter of God telling you who he is. All right. But y'all want to hear straight from what? From God's mouth? Excuse me. Are you ready? I said, are you ready? I said, are you ready? Are you ready? All right. Everybody put Job 38 in the chat, and I'm going to read you Job 38. Put it in the chat, though, so you remember. Job 38. I'm going to read to you the book of Job, chapter 38. This is God telling us how wise he is, how awesome he is, how phenomenal he is, how his mind works. So you ain't never got to guess about how God's mind works. All you got to do is just read Job, chapter 38. All right. So let's read it together. We just gonna start. We're just gonna go through the chapter. That's all I'm gonna teach y'all today, because I ain't even got time to teach y'all the rest. Because this is so awesome right here. All right. Now Job is dealing with his friends, and these dudes think they smart. All right. He dealing with three homies, and they really think they wise. All right. They really think they smart. They really think they got answers. So they come to Job crib because Job is what? Going through a thing. And you know how people are. You know how human beings are. Human beings can be extremely self-righteous. They see you going through something. They try to size up and tell you why you're going through what you're going through. Anybody ever been there? Put been there in the chat if you ever been there. Has anybody ever came to you and seen you going through some changes and try to tell you why you're going through your changes? I just put been there if you ever had any of them self-righteous folks show up at your career. And you know, I've been there. I'm gonna put that in there. I've been there. Anybody else ever been there? Just put been there. You ever been there? You already going through hell. And here comes some cats showing up trying to tell you why you going through hell. They ain't got a clue about your life. They're trying to size you up and stuff. All right. So this is God. God gets so tired of this mess with these little poo butts coming over here trying to size Job up, his little self-righteous homies. So God gets so tired of them until he used the whole 38th chapter just to testify about who he is. He said, let me tell you who I am, Job. Don't listen to them. He said, let me tell you, I know you're going through a thing right now, but you need some encouragement, bro. You need to know who I really am. Because why? When we going through hell, we wondering what God must have left or something. When we going through hell, we like, this must not be the God, because Job was doing good. He had a Fortune 500 company. He had, I'm sure he had a fine wife, but she was a gold digger, because as soon as he started going through some changes, she left him and told him he had to curse God and die. He told her, you act like you ain't even saved. You need to bounce. He said, God, he says, the Lord give, the Lord take away. Job got a good attitude, as great as attitude as you can have, for all your kids to drop dead, for your business to go bankrupt, and for you to be sitting around with stage 4 cancer. Are you listening to me? So for here this man is, his business went down, his woman crazy as hell, all his kids are dead, and he got stage 4 cancer. Are you listening to me? And he's still sitting up saying, I'm gonna wait all my appointed time until my change comes. So this when God comes in and start telling you who he is. So if God is talking to you right now in the middle of your distress, in the middle of whatever you're going through right now, he just reminded you of how mighty he really is, and how ain't no pitches getting by him. It ain't nothing that he ain't observing. Are you hearing what I'm talking about? Are y'all listening to me? Somebody put show enough in that chat. You know you're going through changes right now, and you probably got some people that came to you trying to tell you what's wrong with you. Probably they ain't got good sense, because they trying to size you up, because they so petty. Their mind is so small. They ain't got no answers. And when people ain't got no answers, the only thing they can bring you is sarcasm. Are you listening to me? That's why I don't mess. That's why you got to distance yourself. That's why you got to become a holy person, a sanctified person. And I'm gonna distance myself from these petty mogs who ain't got no answers. They ain't got no answer. They do a lot of meddling. They nosy. Are you hearing me? A lot of sarcasm. I don't like sarcastic people because sarcastic people are extremely slow. They ain't got no real answers because they are not investigating and tapping into the mind of God. So when they come around, they are depressing. They depress you. They depress you more than you was depressed based on what you're already dealing with. They ain't got no juice. They ain't got nothing to offer you. So here's God. God say, Job, let me tell you about me later for what they talking about. Here's Job chapter 38, verse number 1. Then the Lord answered Job out of the whirlwind and said, first of all, he want to really get Job's attention. He don't talk to him just opening the door. He talked to him from out of a whirlwind. Are you listening to me? In other words, God is talking like this. Whoosh. Are you hearing me? I hear what I'm talking about. Everybody put it in the chat. Whoosh. You know, sometimes God just need to come in and talk to us with a what? A whoosh. Why? Because we caught up in what's going on with us. And we have forgotten. We don't know who God is. You know, has thou not known, has thou not heard what? In other words, God is going to get our attention. Are you hearing me? So he's going to come in. Come on. So let's just put it in the chat, whoosh, real quick, because right now we got some amazing things happening to us. Oh, yeah, I feel it in the atmosphere. All right. I feel it in the atmosphere. It's some amazing. Job's about to have an amazing change. Are you hearing what I'm talking about? His whole life is about to change. Why? Because God coming by with in a big what? In a whirlwind, baby. Everybody put it in that chat. Whoosh. Come on, where y'all at? Where you at? Come on, I'm speaking into your life. Come on, where that? I don't care what's going on with you right now. A whoosh is about to happen to you. Are you listening to me? You better testify about yourself. Come on, Crystal. I see you. Come on, Kendra. I see you. Come on, Ted. I see you. Come on, George. Whoosh. Come on, Todd. I see you. Come on, who else is over here? I ain't got no church today. Come on, Real Smile. I see you. Come on, Ricardo. Come on, Real Smile. Come on, whoosh. Come on, Plant Daddy. Come on, BD. Come on, let's go, Blue. Come on, MJ. Let's go. Come on, whoosh. Are you hearing me? That's how much your stuff going to change. Are you listening to me? All you got to do is let God tell you who he is and watch what happens in your life. Just like that. Are you listening to me? I'm talking about the stuff that you've been suffering for years, changes you've been going through for years. Sarcasm, complaining, folks, Mark showing up at your crib, everybody telling you your situation ain't gonna get no better. I'm telling you right now, God is about to show up in your life and talk to you out of a what? A whoosh. Are you listening to what I'm talking about? So God shows up in this big whoosh, and he said, who is this that darkened the counsel by words without knowledge? Boy, is God in check. He about to check these tricks like a hotel reservation. Are you listening to me? He said, gird up now thy loins like a man. He said, for I will demand of thee, he said, and answer thou me. He said, because I'm going to testify about myself. He said, what was thou when I laid the foundations of the earth? He said, declare it if thou hast understanding. He said, Job, what was you when I laid the foundation of the earth? He said, and I'm talking to your little knucklehead homies too, just in case they out there in the hallway listening. He said, what was you when I created the foundations of the earth? We just got through saying that the earth is 196 million miles wide. Are you listening to me? And 92 million miles away from the sun. He said, what was you when I was hooking up the earth like that? He says, what? He said, declare it if thou hast understanding. Then he said, who laid the measures thereof, if thou knowest, or who have stretched the line upon it? He said, show me a ruler. He said, show me a ruler that can do what? Measure the whole earth. All right? That's a big ruler. Everybody put BR in the chat. Because God got a big ruler, baby. Are you listening to me? I want you to know something. Our God, he knows everything that's going on. He got all the data, baby. Are you listening to what I'm talking about? He said, not me, Brother Ricky. My situation is too unique for God to really understand what's going on with me. You don't know our God. Are you hearing me? You don't know your God. If it was one thing I want to know my God. Hey, listen to what I'm talking about. He said, I got the biggest ruler in the world. Hey, listen to me. He said, who done measured the earth? Show me a ruler that can measure. Show me a circumference that can measure the earth. He said, why? He said, who does know the depth thereof, Joe? He said, any little meddling homies out there. He says, whereupon are the foundations thereof fastened, or who laid the cornerstone thereof? Wait a minute, hold it now. Hold it. The what? The cornerstone. Come on, y'all know what a cornerstone is. All right. Y'all know the cornerstone. The cornerstone is when you're building a pyramid, or building a home, or building any type of edifice. There is a stone that everything is built on. And if that stone did not exist, then that building would crumble. And if somebody pulled the cornerstone out of that building would cease to would cease to exist, and it would fall down. That building would. God said, "Who can tell me where the cornerstone of earth is?" Are you listening to me? He said, "Speak up." Are you hear what I'm talking about? He said, "Speak up or squeak up." Are you hear what I'm talking about? That's the God we serve. That's why I'm so intrigued by it. I'm like, Lord, you created the whole earth. You mean to tell me there's a cornerstone to the earth? It's one stone that if it was pulled out, the whole earth would crumble? Come on, y'all. Ain't his ways past finding out? I say, is he real smart or is he real smart? I, is he unfathomably smart? Are you hearing me? I mean, don't it just make you want to boom, boom, boom and a zoom, zoom? Are you listening to me? He said, who could tell me what the cornerstone is? Now, in case y'all don't know, this is Job testifying about Jesus Christ. You say, why is that? Because the Bible says that Jesus Christ is the chief cornerstone, what? Of the building. What is the building? The church of the living God. Are you listening to me? He is the chief cornerstone. So all of y'all that don't know Jesus Christ, you don't have the chief cornerstone to build no kingdom with. Why would you try to build a kingdom without the chief cornerstone? You say, what's the cornerstone? The foundation of the building. Jesus said, upon this rock, me, I build my church, not Peter. All right. He was talking to Peter, but he was talking about himself. People think that Peter is the rock of the church. Like Peter's a human being that's dead. Okay. Jesus Christ is still alive. All right. Peter went in a grave and died. Jesus Christ got up out the grave. Peter got crucified upside down because he didn't consider himself to be worthy to be crucified like Jesus was. Peter was a man. Ain't no church been built on Peter. Peter ain't the rock that the church was built on. That's amazing error. Jesus just having a conversation with Peter. Can't y'all let Jesus have a conversation with somebody without getting all caught up? People get caught up in the person that Jesus talking to instead of the person that's talking to them, instead of Jesus that's talking to the person. Jesus said, upon this rock I build my church. What? Me. And the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. Peter ain't no cornerstone. Jesus is the cornerstone of all creation. Are you listening to what I'm talking about? He said, I don't believe it one day. You will. You will what? When you stand up in front of Jesus, because the Bible says every knee is going to bow, every tongue is going to confess that Jesus Christ is Lord to the glory of God. You're going to bow down to that cornerstone one day. Are you listening to me? I suggest to you that you bow down now. But you got to investigate God. If you investigated God, then you would know that his son is the cornerstone, what? Of the entire existence. Why? They say because the stone that the builders rejected, the same has become the head of the corner. What? The stone that the builders rejected, the same has become the head of the corner. So don't be what? A rejecter of the stone. All right? Don't reject the stone. Don't reject the stone. Put it in the chat. D, don't reject RTS. D, don't reject DRTS. Put it in the chat and I'll teach you the next point. All right? Some of you all are having a hard time with your life. Why? Because you have rejected the stone. DRTS, put it in the chat. Speak over your life. Don't reject the stone. The stone that the builders rejected, the same have become the head of the corner. The problems that people have today, have always had in life, always will have in life, is that they don't know about the knowledge of God because they're rejecting what? The chief cornerstone. Are you listening to me? You are not going to get no knowledge of God without the knowledge of his son. Are you hearing what I'm talking about? You can be in whatever kind of culture you want to be in. If you don't respect the Son of God, you don't respect God. Are you listening to me? You reject the chief cornerstone. You're rejecting the knowledge of God because Jesus is the knowledge of God. Are you hearing me? So let's finish this lesson up. This is God. This is Job testifying about Jesus way before Jesus walked the face of the earth as a man. He says what? When the morning stars sang together and all the sons of God shouted, he said, or who shut up the sea with doors when it break forth as if it had issued out of the womb? He said, when I made the cloud the garment thereof, and thick darkness a swaddling band for it. So hold up now. He talking about heavenly seeds. Everybody put HS in the chat. This is how intelligent God is. Are you listening to me? God is so intelligent until we looking at the sea and we thinking about the sea that we can see. But there's a sea that you can't see. You say, what you're talking about? The heaven, this is how smart God, this is the intelligence of God I'm teaching you about. Okay? God has a sea that you can't even see. You say, what is that? It's a heavenly sea. Hey, what are you talking about? He said, why? He said, because the sea's coat are the clouds. He said, what? He said, the clouds, they are the garment for the sea. So what are you talking about? He ain't talking about the sea that you can see. A sailor went to sea to see what he could see, but all he could see was the bottom of the ocean. See, a sailor. Man, a sailor went to what? See to see what? He could see, but all he could see was what? All that he could see was what? The bottom of the ocean, baby. He can't see the heavenly sea. The sailor can't see the heavenly sea. Why? Because the heavenly sea got clothes on them. And who are the clothes? The clouds, baby. They do what? They do what? They clothe. It's the garment for the heavenly sea. Somebody put mighty God in that chat. Somebody put, I mean, write the whole word out. Mighty God, mighty God, mighty God. Our God is an awesome God. He reigns from heaven above with wisdom, power, and love. Our God is an awesome God. Our God is an awesome God. He reigns from heaven above with wisdom, power, and love. Our God is an awesome God. Our God is an awesome God. Yeah, where you at, mama? I need mama to hoop a little bit. Where you at, mama? He up here clothed in what? The heavenly sea that we can't even see. He said, who shut up the sea doors when they break forth, as it is issued out of the womb? He said, when I made the cloud a garment thereof, in thick darkness a swaddling band for it. He said, what? He said, thick darkness, a swaddling band for what? For the sea that you can't see. In other words, what? The clouds, the darkness covers up the water that you can't see, that's suspended in thin air over our heads as we speak. Somebody come on, get God some praise up in here this morning, this afternoon. What's happening around here? Don't you want to notice God? I'm telling you, it's three things that I would desire to know if I was you. I would desire to know my God, my good, and my goal. We'll talk about your good and your goal tomorrow. Today, let's just talk about our mighty God. Are you hearing me? How mighty is a God that put the black darkness as a swaddling board for the heavenly seas that we can't even see? God knows that if we can look up and if we could see the waters above us swirling around, it would scare the hell out of us. You know that. If we could see the tsunamis that's swirling around in the heavens right now, on hold, whenever God wants to deploy it, then we would go crazy. God know that we can't afford to see that. So what does he do? He put clouds up there to block the rain so we can't see it until he's ready to release it. Are you listening to me? That's the God. That's the God of all heaven. That's the God of all earth. That's the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. And he is a mighty God. He is intelligent. Are you listening to me? God knows what said, who is man that thou art mindful of him, of the Son of Man that thou visitest him. Thou madest us a little lower than the angels. You crowned us with glory and honor, and you did what? You made provision for us. You know we can't take it, Lord. You know you're too awesome for us. So you did what? You covered up the rain and all of the elements that's above us, that's at your beck and call, and you make sure we only see it when it's appropriate. Are you hear what I'm talking about? Come on, somebody give God some glory up in here. I don't know about y'all, but I feel like shout. He said, and what? He said, and made the cloud a garment thereof. He said, and break up for it my decreed place, and set bars and doors. Are you listening to me? Are you hearing what I'm talking about? God, he's still talking about what? He said, I'm still talking about the water that's above the earth. He said it's got bars on it and it's got doors on it. Are you hearing me? God's bars, God doors. Are you listening to what I'm talking about? If God can put boundaries on the water above our head, then he can put boundaries on the spirits that's trying to attack you and me. Are you hear what I'm talking about? Is he not a mighty God? God has boundaries. Did you hear what I'm talking about? Everybody put it in the chat. God's boundaries. Put GB in that chat. I know you're going through some hell. I know your life might not be exactly what you want it to be right now. I know that every day is a serious challenge. But let me tell you something, brother. Let me tell you something, sister. God got boundaries. Oh, yes, he does. You say folks coming at me tooth and nail, Brother Rick. Folk trying to ostracize my name, Brother Ricky. People coming at me, man. You know what I'm talking about? They burning bread on me, bro. Are you hear what I'm saying? I got some serious devils I'm dealing with. Oh, wait a minute though. God got boundaries, baby. Put GB in that chat. Are you listening to me? God's boundaries. God will not allow your mind. The Bible says there's no temptation taking man. There's no temptation taking us, but such as is common to man. But God is faithful, who won't suffer us to be tempted above that which we're able, but will with the temptation make a way to escape. God got boundaries. Are you listening to me? You are God's child. I hear what I'm talking about? And people can't go no further than God allowed them to go. God got boundaries. I don't care what you're going through. You're like, man, look like people keep stepping over this line, over this line, over this line. You just stay humble. You just stay aggressive. You just keep doing what God told you to do. God got your back. You ain't got to worry about that. God's got boundaries. Are you listening to me? I've got people that's been stalking me for over 30 years. You would think they just, a house would have fell on them by now. You would think. I got people been stalking me for over 30 years, trying to ruin my life for over 30 years. You know that's demonic. You know that's demonic. That's why I can teach y'all. I can teach y'all why. Because I'm not talking out the side of my neck. I'm talking about a man who has an amazing life because of the boundaries of God, because I study God. And when I study God, I realize that can't nobody do nothing to me that he don't let them do. Are you listening to what I'm talking about? So y'all keep doing what it is that y'all gonna do. I'm your brother. Are you hearing me? I ain't no fly by night character. Whatever you've been through, baby, I got the receipts. Are you hear what I'm talking about? I know what it's like to have bread burned. I know what it's like to have enemies. I know what it's like to have people chasing you. I know what it's like to have people hate your guts. I know what it's like to be stalked by folks. I know what it's like. Are you hear what I'm talking about? I totally 100% feel you. That's why I just came by here to encourage you today and let you know that can't nobody do nothing to you that God don't allow. God has boundaries. The only way that boundary changes is that what you go outside the boundary. Are you listening to what I'm talking about? If God can have boundaries to do what? To check the water and the tsunamis, and they got to do what? At his beck and his call, then God got boundaries in your life too. So you be encouraged today. Are you hear what I'm talking about? You be bold as a lion and harmless as a dove. Are you hear what I'm talking about? Go for yours. Go for yours. If you're from the hood, go for yoins. All right. I don't know how you spell yoins. Go for yoins. All right. Go for yours. He said, break up by decree to set bars and doors, and said, hitherto shalt thou come, but no further. He said, and here shall thy proud waves be stayed. Oh, proud waves, proud waves, proud waves. That means everybody that's arrogant in your life, everything that's raising up against you. The Bible says, bring it into captivity, every thought that exalts itself against what? The knowledge of God. That's what we're talking about right now. So every tongue that's spoken against you in this life gonna be what? Condemned in the judgment. Why? Because it has boundaries. That's right. When God gets tired of people's tongues, he's just snatch them out their mouth. Are you hear what I'm talking about? That's how awesome God is. Don't you sit around practicing no witchcraft. You don't need to be sitting around putting pins and dials and all that kind of stuff. Why? Because God got his boundaries. When he gets ready, he just snatch the tongue out of folks' mouth when he gets sick of people talking. Are you listening to me? You ain't got to worry about that. You have so much grace until you pray for the sick person. All right? Are you listening to me? Study the knowledge of God. It'll change what? It'll change your focus. You'll stop running around here involved in all this witchcraft with all these witches and warlocks that's coming at you. Are you hearing me? You won't let that stuff affect you. Why? Because you're like, man, I'm studying the knowledge of God. I am into the knowledge of God, and God had made me a wise man or a wise woman. And what? He done taught me not to mess around. He got them boundaries over me. My life is 100% protected. I'm going to focus on what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm not going to be focused on what I ain't supposed to be doing. Why? Because his what? His wisdom done taught me better. It's done taught me how to be. Listen, focus ain't what you do. Focus is what you don't do. So you don't get caught up in a whole bunch of stuff that's out of your league. Are you hearing me? It's time for you to be an elite individual, an elite king, an elite queen. Are you listening to me? Eliteness is what it's all about. High level productivity is your calling for your life. Are you listening to me? And can't no distracted people, ain't no distracted, disruptive folk be what? Be elite in nothing. Are you listening to what I'm talking about? Why? Because you're too busy responding to whatever's going on around you. God had already set up all those boundaries. Don't you worry about that. You get focused on what it is you're supposed to be doing and get 100% focused on what it is you're supposed to be doing and watch how good you can actually get at something. We'll talk about that tomorrow. We ain't got time to talk about that today. We'll talk about it tomorrow, all right? We ain't got time to talk about that today. We just giving God his props today. Y'all tune in tomorrow. And then I'll teach you about how to find out what you're good at and what you're good at, and how God will reveal that to you. All right. He said, as thou commanded the morning since thy days and caused the day spring to know its place, he said that it may take hold of the ends of the earth, that the wicked might be shaken out of it. Whoa. He said, has thou commanded the morning since thy days and caused the day spring to know his place, that it may take hold of the ends of the earth, that the wicked might be shaken out of it. That means God said, when I'm ready for folks to be shaken out of the day, that means what? That means that they dead. Hey, listen to me. God is like, don't you get caught up in that witchcraft. Because Job is what? Job is being tempted to hate people's guts. Hey, listen to me. Job is going through. And he got his sarcastic homies over here. His woman done left him. His business is bankrupt. He got stage 4 cancer. How you hear what I'm talking about? This brother going through a thing. And God is showing up, letting him know, listen, when I get tired of people, Job, don't you worry about it. I'm going to bring it from out the day into the night. I'm the one that sets the day spring, and I'm the one that shakes people out of it. What is that talking about? He's saying, I'm the one that caused people to die, Job. I'm the one that make people give up the ghost. I'm the reason I allowed your children to die. I allowed all the stuff that's happening in your life. I allowed it, Job. And when I get tired of these marks, I got something for them. He said, don't you worry about that. He said, you just keep waiting all your appointed time until your change comes, son. I got your back. All right. God got your back. That's why you should investigate God. I know your situations don't look like God got your back, but when God ready to shake stuff, he shakes stuff up. Are you hearing me? And then he shakes loose what? Everything that he wants from out the daylight to go back into the dark, he gets rid of it. In the meantime, what? You just stay in the day. The Bible says work during the day because the night come, can't no man work. So you keep working while it's daylight, because when God calls all the lights to go out, the lights are going to go out on whoever he wants the lights to go out on. That's not your job. Your job is to work while it's day. It's not your job to be evaluating all of the hatred that you're going through and all the foolishness. You ain't got time to be evaluating all this stuff. Just keep working. I've been live, 3 or 4 times a week for 6 years. Do you think I've been paying anybody any attention? That ain't about nothing. Hey, listen to me. Why? A very focused man, because all I want to do is just learn more about God and then teach people more about God than I learned. And then I want to be around people that learn about God and then teach me what it is that you know about God. And then we all just teach one another and dominate our space. Are you listening to me? We are dominators. Everybody put it in the chat. WED. All right. WAD. We are dominators. Are you hearing me? Talking about wade in the water. All right. I'll wade in the water if wade means we are dominators. I'm putting it in there. I don't know about y'all, but my whole crew I kick it with, my whole team and all of us, man, we dominate. Are you hear me? And if you want to learn how to dominate, come on over and kick it with us. All right. Because we are dominators. Are you hearing me? We some focused folks. All right. That's what I'm talking about. And you a dominator too, if you decide to kick it with some focused people. This ain't no sales presentation. I ain't talking about coming over doing what we do. I'm talking about whoever you with. All right. All all of God's people who study God are dominators. All right, listen to me. All of God's people who study God are dominators. Why? We ain't worried about nothing that's going on around here. We know God gonna shake what? The day spring up and then turn up all that foolishness and the darkness that's what trying to oppose his kingdom, because we part of this kingdom. So anything trying to oppose this kingdom is opposing him. And what he gonna represent, you better believe that. You hear what I'm talking about? Let's read the rest of this. He said that it might take hold of the ends of the earth, that the wicked might be shaken out of it. It turned as clay to the seal, and they stand as a garment. He said, and from the wicked their light is withholden, and the high arm shall be broken. All right. He said, hast thou entered into the springs of the sea? Or hast thou walked into the search of the depth? Have the gates of death been opened unto thee? Or hast thou seen the doors of the shadow of death? That's proof of what I was just talking to you, that God was talking about. When I'm sick enough people, I just kill them. All right. You ain't gotta be sitting around hoping nobody get killed. God's like, when I get tired of them, I just wipe them off the whole face of the earth. Hey, listen to me, because I'm a mighty God and I'm intelligent. I do things what in my time. I handle my business. You say, but man, people have been stalking me for 15, 20 years. Ricky, when he gonna get them? You don't worry about that. That's not your job. He's telling Job, I know you angry, Job. I know you angry with all the stuff that's done happened to you. I can understand you feeling that way, Job. I understand. I'm the one that told the devil to come at you and that he couldn't kill you. I know what you're capable of doing, Job. I know what you're capable of taking. I know how much that you built to last, brother. You built to last. Everybody put BTL in that chat, because I'm speaking over y'all life. You built to last, brother. You built to last as to why. Just study what the intelligence of God. Just study the mind of God and understand that he does what he does for his own reasons. Are you listening to me? Stay into him. Don't get into your situation. Are you hear what I'm talking about? Because you built to last. You built to last. That's why God let you have that Job experience that you're going through right now. Why? Because you built to last. Are you hearing me? You're going to help so many people in this life because you built to last. Why? You say, but my woman left me, Brother Ricky, but you built to last. You say, but my wife ran off, but you built to last. You say, but my husband left me, but you built to last. But my kids are crazy, but you built to last. But man, they fired me for no reason, but you built to last. But man, my business ain't made no money in the last 3 years, but you built to last. All right. You still built to last. You ain't built for no 15 minutes. You built to last. You're like, man, I went to hell and came back. You built to last, brother. And you built to last, sister. Are you hearing me? And God is testifying in the 38th chapter of Job to let you know he's telling you who he is, but he's not just bragging about who he is. He's telling you who he is to you. Are you listening to what I'm talking about? All this stuff about God don't mean nothing if it don't mean nothing to me, if it don't mean nothing to you. Are you listening to me? God is like, I'm a relevant and I'm going through hell. All right. I understand that. That's why I'm talking to you the way I'm talking. This is God talking to you. Are you hear what I'm talking about? So listen, he's letting Job know, I got all this. He said, the shadow of death, all that. He said, hast thou perceived the breath of the earth? He said, declare if thou knowest it all. He says, where is the way? Where is the way where light dwelleth? And as for darkness, where is the place thereof? He's like, man, you see the light. He said, you see the light, Job. He said, but tell me where it came from. He said, why? Because light has a house. Now, look, we on earth, when we think about a lighthouse, we're thinking about what? We're thinking about we be out on a ship or something, and we look up and we see a lighthouse. God is like, no, 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 no. We got places where the light is housed. Are you listening to me? He said, Job, tell me, can you give me any information about where the light is housed? Are you that smart, bro? All right. Are you that smart? Everybody put I ain't in the chat because I ain't. Come on, anybody else around here want to testify? Anybody can tell me right now where the lighthouse is. I'm talking about where light is housed. All right. Put it in the chat, or if you don't know, just put I ain't because I'm a start this because I ain't that smart. I don't know. I don't know where no light is. Anybody else want to testify in here? I ain't. See, I love to give God his props. That's all God wants. All he wants is his props. That's all he wants. God to do anything for you. God to do anything for you if you just don't try to take God's place. All right? If you just don't, that is good. It is a light inside of us. That's true. Yes, it is. But God is making reference to the eternal light that everybody gets to see. And that's true. There is a light inside of us. Amen to that. But what I want to know is, can you tell for me where the light is housed? See, God is testifying about himself to give Job an opportunity to say, you know what, Lord? Work this thing. All right. Work your doggone magic. All right. Work what you work, God. Why? Because you're smarter than me. You way smarter than me. There are things that I don't know. But you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and throw my hat in here and let you handle this business because everything you're saying right here, I don't know. I can't do nothing about that. God is like, where was you, Job? He said, you name for me where the lighthouse is. Matter of fact, you name for me where the dark house is. Most of us done heard of a lighthouse, but we can't even fathom a dark house. Are you hearing me? Most of us done heard of a lighthouse, but we can't even fathom a dark house. Has thou not known? Has thou not heard that the everlasting God, the Lord, the creator of the ends of the earth, fainteth not, neither is weary. There's what? No searching of his understanding. You can't Google where the dark house is. Are you listening to me? Because we're dealing with a mighty God. I don't want to deal with an entity that I can figure out. I just want to learn more about him every day. I want to give him his props and admit to him, you're smarter than me. You understand things I don't understand. What I'm going to do is I'm going to trust how smart you are. Why? Because your stuff is way over my head. Are you listening to me? I'm going to trust you, Lord. That's what God is telling Job. Trust me, trust me, trust me, trust me, trust me, trust me, because I'm way smarter than you. All right? He said, I'm smarter than you. I'm smarter than them smart Alex that just came in, all them little sarcastic dudes acting like they got all the answers. Are you listening to me? I'm telling you, get to know God. Make it what? The number one desire of your life. And watch what happens to your life. You'll start getting amazing answers. Why? Because God is just be answering stuff just because you trusted him to answer it, because you do not have the answers. Are you listening to me? You do not have the answers. You don't know how to behave. You don't know how to walk and come in and out amongst the people. God has to give you that kind of wisdom. Are you listening to me? That's why Solomon, he said, Lord, all I want from you is some sense. All right? Because I just ain't got no sense. God said, good. I'm going to give it to you. If any man lack wisdom, let him ask of God. Are you listening to me? I'm talking about practical wisdom for your life so that you can be able to handle whatever it is that you got to handle. That's what I'm talking about. Because God is testifying here about who he is. And he like, I am who you ain't. All right? I am who you not. All right? He says, so what? Come to me for that wisdom so that you can have what? Just a little, he's just a little taste. All right? Just a what? Just a touch of God. A little bit. You're like, man, just get a little bit of my pinky finger up in you, and you'll be smarter than all your peers. All right, listen to me. That's why Solomon was so smart. He was smarter than all the kings around him, every king on the whole face of the earth. Why? Because he asked. But because he asked. And if I was you, I'd be asking God every day, Lord, teach me your wisdom. Lord, teach me. I want to know. I want to know. Lord, I want to know. Just give me a little bit something else. I know I ain't gonna never be as smart as you. I know that. I know that. Why? Because I'm not trying to be you, God. All right. Eve already messed that up. She want to be exactly like you and all this sort of thing you did back in the day. Adam and Eve messed that up because she ate something. I shouldn't say Eve, Adam and Eve, because she gave him something to eat. He ate it too. So Adam and Eve, or Eve and Adam and Eve messed that stuff up a long time ago, trying to be your equal. Lord, I don't want to be your equal. I know that you cold. I know you way more awesome than me. I can't even start to fathom how smart you are. I just want you to do what? Provide for me as much wisdom from you as my brain can possibly take. Give me all the wisdom I can possibly be able to put into this little pea brain. Are you hear what I'm talking about? Are you listening to me? He said that thou shouldest take. He says, where the light dwelleth, or where the darkness, where's the place thereof? He said, thou shouldst take the bound thereof, and thou shouldest know the path to the house thereof. He said, knowest thou it? Because he said, knowest thou it? He said, because thou was born then? Or he said, thou was then born, or because the number of thy days is great. He said, was you around when I was doing that? He said, Job, how old are you? All right. I remember I was taking this class at Ivy Tech where I went to college and got a degree. And so we had the class, and it was a philosophy of religion class. And so we was reading this book talking about does God exist? It was a real hard book to follow because the guys who wrote it had all these really bizarre ideas about the existence of God. So one guy would talk about God existed, the other one would argue the idea that he doesn't. So it was a really hard book to read just to follow the thought patterns because the thought pattern of the people that was writing was so bizarre. But I believe when I'm in a class that I signed up for, that it's my job to read. So I read the arduous chapters, which were 40 to 50 pages each chapter was. Real hard to keep up with. So we got in class and we started talking. A couple of young white boys was in the front of the class, and they was taking up the whole class talking crazy. Now, the reason I brought up the fact that they white boys is because white people have a tendency to get privileges just because they white. And I was getting mad because that was the only reason they was allowed to be up there doing all that talking because the teacher was white. He was an old professor, and I didn't like it. I didn't like the fact that these boys was up here and they wasn't talking about nothing. Not that they was white. I didn't like the fact that they was getting a privilege to be up in a class while I'm in here trying to get a degree in and trying to get a grade in this room, and they not reading the book. I didn't like that. I thought that that was extremely wrong and unfair to me because I was reading the book and the rest of us who was reading the book, they wasn't reading nothing, but they wanted to monopolize the conversation by sitting in the front and running off at the jibs for I mean, like the entire class, just these two boys. So I couldn't take it no more. So I told the teacher, I said, listen, man, this is not right. I've read this hard book to read. These these ideas in the book are hard to keep up with. But I'm a team player and I'm in class with you. I owe it to you when I come to this room to be an intelligent man, to have read what I signed up for. I signed to be in this class. So that means that I owe it to you to have an intelligent conversation with you when I come in because you the teacher, and you shouldn't be trying to teach me cold turkey some stuff that ain't gonna make no sense whatsoever. We can't have an intelligent conversation because I haven't done my work. That would be wrong to you. Why are you letting these two boys sit up here and manipulate this class and do all this jaw jacking and talking? It's got to cease, bro. It's got to cease. I said, it's got to. I mean, it's got to stop now. So to his credit, he said, that's right what you're saying, Mr. Williams. He said, that's right. He said, that's right. He said, I gave him too much leeway. And he said, that's going to stop. Either they're going to read the chapters like the rest of you all, or they won't be allowed to speak. I said, good. So I got on the elevator, and I was going up with one of the young boys. So we on the elevator, and he just starts talking because he said a whole bunch of stuff that make no sense. So he says, how do we know that God didn't start when I was born? The same question that God just asked Job right here. That's why this story is so fresh in my head. He just asked Job this question. He says, knowest thou it because thou was then born, or because the number of thy days is great? In other words, he like, are you like me? I'm the ancient of days. I'm from everlasting to everlasting. When I was laying out this whole scenario about the earth and the heavens and the earth and all that dwell therein, where was you at, Job? He said, I'm sure you just popped up on this earth a little while ago. You wasn't nowhere around. All right. So this young boy, we get on the elevator, and he says, how do we know that the earth didn't start, that time that God didn't start, or the earth didn't start when I was born? I said, boy, how old are you? He says, I'm 19. I said, man, if you don't stop smoking that weed before you come to class, all right. I said, if you don't stop smoking that Buddha, that chronic, you dig? If you don't get off of Snoop Doggy Dogg's farm before you come up in here, man, if you don't stop talking crazy, hey, now we just on the elevator on our way to class. That young boy say, I did smoke a joint before I came over today. I said, I know you did. And you ain't smoked a joint, you smoked a whole, you must have smoked an ounce of weed before you came in, because you tripping, boy, like your shoes ain't been tied in years. Are you listening to me? This is the world we live in. We live in a world where where people smoking too much weed. Are you hearing me? Why? Don't have the mind of God. Want to be God. How we know that work didn't start when I was born? I'm like, dude, if you don't get off them quaaludes, I want to tell all of you all, stop trying to take God's credit for things. Investigate God, learn who God is, discover who God is, and be grateful to know. So what? So you can ask him for some wisdom. Are you hear what I'm talking about? And he'll give it to you. Oh, yes, he will. The same young boy that was talking to me, if he had just asked God for some wisdom, he wouldn't have been in there talking so crazy. Because God would have gave it to him. The Bible says, if any man lack wisdom, let him ask of God, who giveth to every man liberally and upbraideth not, and he shall give it to you. So what? I just want to encourage everybody today to make your focus as you go out today, to think about, you know what, Lord, what's my number one desire? What do I really want to know? And that's what? I want to know who you are. I want to know your wisdom. I got to deal with people out in these streets. I got situations. I don't know what to do. I don't know when to move forward, when to back up. I don't know what to G for, what not to G for, But I know it if I ask you, because you'll tell me. Because you promised me that you would tell me. Are you hear what I'm talking about? You promised me. You promised me. You promised me that you would tell me. And I stop out here to let you know that God is not a man that he should lie, or the son of man that he should repent. If you ask God for some wisdom, he's gonna give it to you. I'm hungry, y'all. This guy 14 more chapters. I was going to teach y'all about some stars and some celestial stuff. 14 more. Let's get all the way down. First, y'all homework today is to read Job chapter 38. I got to go get something to eat because I'm on vacation and I'm wearing myself out. So God, I get weary. God don't get weary, but I get weary. All right. So I got to go. I'm just gonna make a couple announcements real quick for you all. You were asking me about being an affiliate with us. And yes, this is a great time for you, because greater is here, better is here, better is now. We are opening up to you all to help make y'all a lot of money. All right. So if you want to make some money with Brother Ricky, we make a lot of money. We make millions of dollars a year. Okay. Millions of dollars a year. And if you want to come on and learn how to make some money with us, we're about to teach y'all some stuff that really should cost you a whole lot of money to learn. But I'm going to teach it to you for free. I'm going to show you all how to be affiliates, how to make a lot of money online. I'm going to show you how to be an affiliate for us. But you're going to learn so much until you learn how to be an affiliate for anything. You're going to learn some technology. You're going to learn how to spread your name clear across the world. You're going to learn how to make global money. And I'm going to do it, and I'm glad to do it. It's my assignment for the second half of this year is to help you all to become reproductive. Affiliates are reproductive people. You're not just productive. You make so much money until it's going to outlive you. All right. So if you're ready to make some money that's going to outlive you, comment the word affiliate in the chat real quickly before I go. Comment the word affiliate. And Friday, May the 30th, as we speak right now, you have a choice of coming to one or two classes for free. All right. Put affiliate in the link right now if you want to come, and we'll send you the link. All right. If you've already signed up, congratulations. And I've seen y'all signing up like crazy too. I've seen it. Y'all like trying to break the doggone machine. I've seen it because of all the emails. I told them to take them emails off of my email because I couldn't get no work done looking at all those emails coming through. And I don't blame you because it's time for y'all to make some money. So you say, what's your affiliate program, Rick? You get half the money when somebody buys a ticket to come to our program. I'm gonna show you how to make half the money, and I'm gonna show you how to send links out and everything. I'm gonna show you a system. But you're gonna learn how to do it for everything. You're gonna be like, Brother Ricky, I'm gonna help sell some of your stuff. I'm like, good. But I'm gonna start selling a whole bunch of stuff. I'm like, good, that's my point. I don't expect you to only sell my stuff. This ain't no cult. All right. I ain't in no cult. I don't need you to only be doing stuff for me. I ain't Jesus. I want you to get rich. Okay. So you can learn what I'm teaching you, and you can sell all kind of stuff, all kind of products, because people need all kind of stuff to live off of. And you should be an affiliate that sells everything. Are you hearing me? You can learn with Brother Ricky, and that way you can learn this lifestyle. You can make enough money with me where you can even end up buying trust and all that kind of stuff off the money you made. Are you hearing me? Saturday, Friday, when we talk, you'll be hearing from Mary, who made $17,000 with me, being an affiliate in 2 months. $17,000 is a lot of cheddar to be sharing links and sending out text messages. Are you hear what I'm talking about? Sending out text messages and links and texting people and having nice conversations with people on the phone. Are you hear what I'm saying? So you all be asking me about trust and this and that. Let me show you how to make some money. Okay. And then you can take that money and you can do all we do with my money is multiplied by by putting money in our trust accounts and buying crypto. That's all we're doing. All right. Millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars before the year is over with. You hear what I'm talking about? So if you want to learn what we're doing and you want to move up the food scale to make some money, and you want some real knowledgeable from some people who make a lot of money online, then we're going to teach you what it is that we're doing, and you can work with us. And I'm not going to charge you. I'm going to teach you how to make half the ticket money, and I'm not going to even charge you for the class. Are you hearing me? It's going to be free. So I know we're about to turn it out. All right. So just put affiliate in the chat if you're interested in that. Now, the second thing is that we already created rickthewealthcoach.com. So rickthewealthcoach.com, we already created that. So go on over now while you're thinking right now, if you're interested in being an affiliate for all of the products that we sell, not just the challenge. The challenge is one thing, you get half the money for that. But we got all kind of products that we sell. And now they're gonna all be on one link, and it's rickthewealthcoach.com. So if you're interested in that, just go to rickthewealthcoach.com and sign up to be an affiliate. It says to be an ambassador. So sign up to be an ambassador. You'll make 25% of the things that we sell on there. All right. 25% just free money, just going to make yourself a link. And then people are talking, they say, man, I heard about Brother Ricky and I want to buy one of those books. Okay, here's the link. You go to a site. And then when they go to the site, they might buy a book or they might buy 7, 8, 9 different things. You will get credit for all of it because they used your link to go to the site. Are y'all listening to me? Somebody put Lord have mercy in the chat. I don't think y'all really getting what I'm saying. Somebody put Lord have mercy in the chat. Are y'all listening to what I'm saying? They was gonna buy the book anyway. They was gonna buy whatever they was gonna buy it anyway. But if you was the one who gave them the link, then you'll get credit for sending them to why? Because I want y'all to make some money. That's why. Say, what's your motivation, Brother Ricky? My motivation is to split $100 million with all y'all, as opposed to making a few $1,000,000 by myself. That's my motivation. All right. I'm trying to teach y'all how to think. Y'all ain't been taught right. Y'all ain't been taught right. The way y'all been taught to be competitive. It ain't about competition. It's about making a lot of money together. Are you hearing me? So we finna open up the air. We finna open up the windows of heaven, and y'all come on in and become part of this tsunami. Like God has been real good to us. We done came a long way from being homeless, a long way from having $50 in a hotel room, a long way from that. So what? It's time for some of y'all to come up. And I'm tired of y'all not having no money. Some of y'all ain't got enough money. All right. Some of y'all ain't got enough money. And I'm tired of you not having no money. And I don't want to be hearing no more money excuses after we open this up. There ain't no reason why you shouldn't have no money, because you can make money without having any money to start with. Just make sure you do better with your time. Do stuff with your time that makes sense. Okay. So when you start sending, because I know listen, y'all send out these reels and stuff. I see so many of these things being sent out. I'm like, you don't work for these people. Stop forwarding all these reels and all this sort of thing for folk, and you ain't earning no money. You need to pay your bills. Okay. I say you need to pay your bills. You need to put your kids in private schools. All right. You need to own some Bitcoin. You need a common law trust. You need some money. Are you hearing me? Are you hearing what I'm talking about? So you need to be doing better things at your time. And I'm here to help you to do better things at your time. So you're not going to refer nobody to me and you don't get paid. Why? Because I don't need all the money. Are you hearing me? I don't need all the money from a book. I don't need all the money from a challenge. I don't need all the money from nothing. So what? Come and get some of this money. Are you hearing me? Are y'all listening to me? Come and get some of this money. Are you hearing what I'm talking about? You said, I need some money. No, you don't need no money. You need to get to work. Are you hearing me? Hey, Brother Rick, can I get a couple of dollars? I'm tired of giving you money. All right. I'm tired of you asking me for some money. All right. Come and get you some money. Are you hearing me? Yeah, I'm a generous person. I'm always passing money out and all that. But what I'm talking about is it's time for y'all to stop asking for some fish and for you to become fishers. Are you hearing me? All right. Get up off that thing and let's get to work. Are you hearing what I'm talking about? You say you like your money. I don't even know what kind of question that is. I don't know if that's supposed to be sarcastic or something. You like your money. I don't even know what that. Ask me a real question, okay? If you're gonna take the time to ask Brother Ricky something, ask me something that makes some sense. We just got to talk about the mind of God. Bring the mind of God over here, okay? Ask me a question, something that I can help you with. Do you like your money? Don't ask me something that makes some sense. All right, okay, all right, all right. Love you all. Y'all have a great day. We'll talk about part 2 of this tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll talk about my God, your God. I mean, your good, what you ought to be good at, what your good is all about, what you ought to be pursuing, that sort of thing. We'll be talking about those ideas. And we'll be talking about your gold. We'll be talking about money tomorrow. All right. Today, let's just give God the glory because he's an awesome God. And let's just thank God today. As you go through the whole day, just think about, just keep looking up and thinking about, man, that's a magnificent God. Wow. Let me tap into you. Let me tap into you. At least read Job chapter 38. At least do that today. Read the whole chapter. Get you a pen. Get you some paper out as you read it. Write down your thoughts that you get while you're reading it. And God will give you some amazing thoughts from his thoughts. Are you hearing me? Take your thoughts and then let God take God's thoughts and let it enhance your thoughts. Okay? Take God's thoughts and let it enhance your thoughts. Are you hearing what I'm talking about? Uh, who is this Moon? If you ever, let me tell you something, Moon. Let me tell you what I think about your question. Let me help you. All right, hold on a second. All right. So Moon, you blocked now. Don't never send me nothing to tell me it's a simple yes or no question. Don't talk slick to me. I'm a gangster. Okay, I'm a Holy Ghost gangster. It'd be the last dumb thing you ever say to me. All right, so you'll never be able to make another comment on you unless you make up some other kind of page. I'm only here to help y'all get paid, and I ain't playing no games, and I don't suffer fools. I ain't got no tolerance for that. All right, have some respect when you come over here. And he says 6 profiles. Yeah, Melvin, that ain't me. So rickthewealthcoach.com. That's the simplest. That's all to help everybody, all of us, so we can cut down on all the confusion. Can't nobody make that page up. So the social media stuff and then making like they us and all that, that's one thing. But put rickthewealthcoach.com. Go there if you want to really learn what we're doing. All the products are right there. All right. So yeah. So rickthewealthcoach.com. Okay. rickthewealthcoach.com. That's to save everybody all that trauma. Nobody else. Now you know exactly who you're talking to. There ain't number one page, and the products on there. You can go on there, become an ambassador. And if you're interested in learning more, selling things that we said, I'm going to show y'all how to make a whole lot of money hanging out with Brother Ricky. I love you. God bless you. Have a fantastic, outstanding, phenomenal day. Be blessed in the city. Be blessed in the field. And remember that stellar is as stellar dust. I'll see you all tomorrow. We're going to finish part 2 of the 3 things that you should know. Okay? God bless you. Have a great day.